Hello, unexpected morning stream again. Let me wrap my blanket around me. Ah, here we go. It's not as early as the morning stream I did the other day. Let's see, should I turn my alarm off? Maybe I should leave it on just in case. Okay. I've still been just kind of like falling asleep after work. So I feel like, I don't know, I have thought about doing morning streams before, but I guess this week I'm kind of testing it out. No promises that I'll ever keep it up again. Oh yeah, I was, so couldn't sleep very much because I keep taking a nap after work. Oh yeah, okay. We started with Haruo Shigima's route. So we'll continue that. And I think I really want to do Yako's today. Oh yeah, but what I was doing last night, I guess before I tried to go to sleep, I don't know. I don't always jump on like, you know, hot fresh memes. But I was curious, so I watched the Minecraft Parkour Civilization movie? It's a very strange experience. That's what I can say about it. Even funnier to me because like I never really played Minecraft. Like I've loaded into Minecraft maybe twice to try to play it. Just to kind of understand the controls in creative mode. That's right. Richter Kai told Miss Ma'am Haruo, said don't leave. Stay there and I'll give you a call when I find somebody. I have a little bit of chicken here. And I'm going to be good and try to drink water today. Let me just double check. I think my... Okay, audio is all on. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. Oh yeah, the other thing that I did, I tried to watch a little bit of a Japanese playthrough of this, because I was curious about some of the terminology they used. So their word that they're using for curse bearer is kashiri nushi. I was trying to guess that it was called jushu. Way off. But in fairness, I don't think kashiri nushi is a very like intuitive pronunciation. But yeah, I might watch somebody play it in Japanese maybe, so I can learn some of the vocab. Oh, I already examined these when Richter was here, but maybe I have to re-examine everything. Oh yeah, last time I was trying to figure out when this is set, and actually, how old is her kid? Her kid has got to be like at least 10? If her kid is at least 10, elementary school, I don't know. I thought they mentioned his year somewhere, but I don't remember which grade he was in. I'm gonna assume he's at least 10 and put this story in the early 80s, actually. Which kind of makes more sense to me. 70s seemed a little bit too early. We already got the collectible sticker? I need to find more of those stickers. Nothing on at this hour. No point in turning it on. Oh, is that new? I'll just double check, make sure there's nothing new with these. Never offered him any tea. Not that I ever learned how to make it. I don't know. I don't know if tea is that hard to make. I mean, I guess you can oversteep or understeep, but okay. I think this is new. What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. Read it. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I finished my chicken. Economy. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220, 230 yen to the dollar. That's pretty good for Japan. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. Dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Yeah, I could be wrong. Was the 80s like the economic, like the boom in Japan? And was like the 90s when they burst? Japan. When, late 80s, early 90s is when the bubble burst. Okay. That's what I thought. Even though it's not really my area of expertise. Oh, more economy? Although, with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. Ain't that the truth? The city center's going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Economy complete. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly, it'd make my eyes water. That reminds me of I was reminded earlier this year. I feel like the big concern in the 90s, maybe it was even earlier, was ozone depletion. That was the big thing people were really worried about. And I forget, I was reading up, and it turns out it was actually, I think it was a real problem that we did solve. But I just remember that being like something that people talked a lot about in my childhood. But I don't really, I forget again. I should look up again how what ended up happening. But I remember that was like a big concern for people, which is kind of funny now, I guess, compared to the current state of our atmosphere and weather and all that. River, already read this one. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although, the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. Ooh. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. Brings back bad memories. I did look up briefly, so it's very common for like it's a very common Japanese trope, like not just for Japan, but the idea of like seven mysteries or like seven ghosts or whatever. So, for example, in this one, they call it, what is it? Nana Fushigi? Seven mysteries, even though there's more than seven. And it's also very popular, like, trope for like Japanese schools that have like seven mysteries. Like, usually one of them is like related to like the Beethoven portrait or like the anatomical mannequin or like a piano that plays itself, stuff like that. But I was looking it up, and because I know that some of these are real places. Honjo's, well, I think Honjo's real. I don't know if like every single place, like all the parks and stuff, are real, but I think the rivers are, and so the seven mysteries of Honjo are real, and that's why when I was looking at the ukiyo-e prints that come with them, I was kind of curious. I was like, oh, are these like pre-existing things? And they are indeed. These are real and on Wikipedia. So you can look up some of these. So I'm very curious. I'll have to look into more. I kind of want to do, I don't know, a video or something about like seven mysteries. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl who jumped off a roof about a week ago. Hmm. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? Hmm. What? But no, this can't be right. Her name. Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School? That was Richter's lead. Think. Michio Shiraishi, same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jonoichi was terrified of someone who already died. That's right, Jonoichi was one of the teachers that Richter met, I think. And Richter said, I forget if Michio was like in the van or like leading her son away. Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left that off the hook, have I? I've made sure the receiver's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. What? Oh no, I didn't get to look at the other articles. Ah! What time is it? 58, 17? Hold on a second. Maybe... Hold on a second. Let me go back. I want to look at the other articles. I'm afraid that that might move me forward in time. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. Seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot Alien. But now, we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. Now, apparently that was a thing about, like, Japan had a theme park boom, and a lot of them got abandoned. I find it hard to believe... I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Yeah. Is that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now. How quickly the times are changing. Oh, if only you knew. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. Ugh, ain't that the truth? It's young people who are leading the way. With their modern worldviews, my generation will only fall further behind. Hmm. I like to hope that I'm not gonna fall too behind, you know? But I do sometimes wonder, like, I do have to accept some things that I think are normal. Other people will look at and be like, oh, you know, what uncivilized, barbaric views. Just because, you know, you don't always have the same worldview to look at things. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. Nope. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. Oops, darn it. Keep. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. Well, he was also, like, in elementary school, so I don't think he was gonna get into, like, school riots. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. I don't really watch much TV. Feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Yeah, I think I was also looking at that on like Japanese Wikipedia. They were talking about occult boom in the 70s and 90s, which I guess I kind of get. Like, not that I really watched much of, like, you know, I was not like a Japanese variety kind of person, but I know that's a big thing. Like, I mean, like, it's a big thing everywhere, I guess, but to a certain extent, it's a little bit, I don't know, I feel like certain things are more popular in Japan, like spirit photography, which, I mean, kind of exists here. You know, people are always interested in things like orbs or trying to look at ghost photos, but I feel like spirit photography is, like, maybe more popular there. Or I just think of it as, like, a more Japanese thing to focus on. Ring! Oh, let me see if I have any more thoughts. Better pick it up. Do nothing. Moshi moshi? Shigama residence? $2 a.m. Komagata Bridge. Victor called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Komagata Bridge over Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Oh. Is this the same? Were we on this bridge as Shogo? I don't remember. Because we have different files now. Gotta make sure I look carefully. Kind of looks like there's something there, but no. I don't want to miss this thing. Oh! Mockingbird 18. We're not gonna get all the stickers, I know it, but I would like to find some of them. I think they're cute. Alright, we don't need to look at these all. Smita River. Is this where they found her son? The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say that. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. No, I think it's where her son was found. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh wait, that's hers. His. Oh, floating in Sumida River. Okay. Right. I should have guessed. And this is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met next. That's true. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But the Ryugoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore. And to stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially they were a spiritual barrier too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot, we're standing now, right over the water. The border between life and death. If there was ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, man. Well, it's a nice thought. Yeah, kind of like, you know, the Sanzu River, which is based in like Buddhist belief. I think it's also like Buddhist, you know, via way of China. But it also kind of reminds me of how, you know, very popular Japanese flower you see in anime, the Higanbana, red spider lily. It's very interesting because the characters for it, it's Higan and Bana, Bana meaning Hana for flower. Higan is like, I don't know how to explain, like, Higan, like the first one is kind of just like an article or like a pronoun sort of thing. Like kind of that one. But Gon, that also pronounced Kishi. Kishi is like a coast or like a shore, kind of. So it's, you know, a flower associated with death. Basically, the name has, you know, the character for shore in it. And I think it's also like, I think Higan itself is like a Buddhist term. I don't really understand it very well because I'm not super familiar with Buddhism. I guess it might be like another synonym for like a nirvana or something like that. I don't know. Is that the same as the afterlife? Who knows? I think it's similar, but I can't say if it's the same. Sumida River, Class A river that is part of the Arakawa River system. All I can think about is like Arakawa under the bridge, which runs through much of eastern Tokyo and empties into Tokyo Bay. During the Edo period, Sumida's riverbanks played a key role in the transportation of lumber used for construction. In addition to its logistical importance, it was also a place for the common folk to gather and enjoy activities such as seasonal flower viewing or river bathing. And there exist many woodblock prints depicting such activities. The area became plagued with sewage issues when the surrounding environs were industrialized in the post-war period. But the situation has improved since. Many unique bridges span the Sumida River, including the Ryugoku and Azumabashi bridges, which attract a large number of visitors of sightseeing spots. Oof. Massive firework displays in the summer are also always sure to draw a crowd. The river has served as a cornerstone for both the city and its people, having both aided in its development and serving as an inspiring backdrop for countless works of art and literature. Ooh. Visual novels, man. Oh, more to the river? That's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Ugh, that's nasty. And one day, among the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that, although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar. and that they could tell it'd been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Oh, wait. Are you talking about the Nejima murders? So, you've heard of them. I'm impressed. I assume you were but in elementary school at the time. Are they like the same age? I wasn't really aware of them. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Nejima Murders Overview. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student, as it appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years. Wait, hold on. Many bones. Okay. As several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During questioning about a separate incident, Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and could find her in the underground storeroom of his shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he proceeded through her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inwards slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nejima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Nejima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me. I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggests that he had committed similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. The sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendant. Yeah, so he was convicted of one, but they said that there were other bones, so we don't know if there were more victims. Or just more people died over time. Cool. Umichika Nejima. Self-employed. Wait, I forget. Did they say what kind of shop he had? I don't think so. Brutal killings. Oh, I guess they are attributing multiple possibly to him, but maybe he was only found guilty of one. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterward, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for anyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already. So one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anyone would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. Times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped up a body... Hold on, skip that too fast. If you chopped a body into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot, and quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Umichika Nejima. The man who killed my classmate, who cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it. It couldn't have been his first crime. People began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. I don't know why there's like a reveal stinger. Didn't they already say that? I feel like she already mentioned that she saw the hand. Wait. Maybe I just assumed. I don't know, I thought she said that she already found it. Whatever. Police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. Can't afford to fritter it away. Oh yeah, we need to tell him about Shiraishi, and he needs to tell us whatever he knows. Sumida River. Nothing but awful memories. Okay. Victor Kai. It's been a while. You go first. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the Seven Mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the question right back around at me. And he was out of there the second he figured out I wasn't what he was looking for. This is the first person Shogo killed. He's not a curse bearer, but he is definitely involved somehow. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% certain he's a curse bearer. Then, there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigasui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. I forget this guy's name. Did we meet this guy? I don't remember. He kind of looks like the teacher. Maybe I'm just confusing him for the teacher. But Richter would know the teacher. I'm blanking on the teacher's name though. I'll look it up in a second. What's the teacher's name? Is it... No. Teacher. No. Oh, Takumi, that's right. Am I crazy? Did we not get the teacher in the note? We definitely met him, didn't he? He'd make a good target. Next up was a pair, a young man and a woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. What was his name again? Yutaro? Namigaki. This dork. Told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. I never got to talk to the woman. Yay, these two. Whew. Last is two detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Happy Wednesday morning. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. Although you gotta get ready for work. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai Investigator Extraordinaire. My, an Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? I don't know if watching me is being productive, but if you have the kind of job where you can have background music, I also enjoy a background stream or VOD sometimes. Yeah, I feel like there's like a surprising amount of I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of characters that have this like kind of Michael Jackson-esque white hat. But I can only think of like one other one right now, and that's like the Demon Slayer villain, Muzan, who has like who also kind of has like the Michael Jackson look going on. It's funny. But I think it's also his like his pose too, like his hand and stuff like that. You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside. The middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. Seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Let me drink some water first. I feel like there's some other characters with white hats that I'm not thinking of right now, but that's okay. Maybe it's because, like, I'm not like a big Demon Slayer person necessarily, but I think it's also like Muzan's hair. This guy's hair, not exactly. It is very luxurious, though. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I said we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. It's kind of funny. I feel like Shogo's section is very like Shogo's just kind of like stumbling around, just randomly killing people very willy-nilly. Everybody else is kind of going through with a lot more strategy. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Think. Oh yeah, she needs to tell him about Shiraishi. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. Or maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe it was intentional. We finally got a lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. Oh yeah, that was the teacher. He did, yeah. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? What are we guessing? I have a good idea of what he's hiding. I don't know. I'm just an ordinary housewife, not clever enough for all this. Are you sure? I'd have you down for sharper than that. Well, that's flattering, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. I thought she was gonna just tell him to, like, cut to the chase. Anyway, that's enough speculation for now. Truth will come out in time. Oh, he's not even gonna tell me? Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Okay. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Okay, have a good workday. Don't slack off too much at your job, but slack off just a little bit, you know. Never put in 100%. You'll burn out that way. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to have shown remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. But that's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Really? They keep an eye on them, of course. Make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employees. or employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. The way you put it, like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. If Nejima knew she was the one who found the arm, that could be reason for him to want to target her son. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Huh? He looks a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered, too. Told myself I was just seeing things. Or perhaps it was him, after all. So, what next? Big question now is what to do with the rest of the curse bear. What the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the curse bearers will come all the way here. We can finally have a moment to think. Let's see. Alright. Oh, suspense. You cannot progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. So, we got a pause there. Cool. Because I would like to start their mission. Or their storyline. Yako Sakazaki. Yako Sakazaki searches for the rite of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzu in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. Ugh, I need to drink a little bit more water. Ugh. Alright, hold on a second. I have something. Oh, not that. This. I want to be a little bit spookier for a minute. Alright. That should be everything. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yako? We're going right into it with the spirit board. I assume it's a Kokuri-san. Okay, I'm ready. Sakazaki Yako. I was gonna say, it seems like kind of an unusual, unusual first name, but kind of reminds me of, I think it's very similar to the heroine of, Nogami Tante Nero. But I think hers only has 1K. I think it's just Yako instead of Yako. Yako. Student in 2C. Unable to comprehend why her childhood friend and classmate Michio Shiraishi committed suicide, she attempted to investigate the incident herself. However, she was unable to make any progress and, feeling desperate, invited transfer student Mio Kurusuzu to join her in performing a spirit board ritual. Born and raised in Honju, Sumida City, Yako's family has owned and operated the beloved candy shop Sennoya, Sennoya since its establishment in the early Showa era. Despite her modest appearance, Miyako is a cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion so strong she's easily moved to tears. She's a bit quick-tempered and quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. It is possible, however, that this readiness to fight is more driven by an innate love of chaos. Nako's winning streak against arrogant boys and scraps since she was a child remains unbroken, and is the source of considerable stress for her mother. Alright, let's start. This is the spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, we'll both put a finger on the 10 yen coin that's on the board. Okay. Oh, do I need to touch it? I was like, it's not changing text. Like this? Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. Now for the chant. Repeat what I say, okay? O Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Your turn. O Spectre of the Spirit Board. Huh? Oh, wait. Please visit us. Spectre of the Spirit Board, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Good. Please tell us if you are there. Yes. Whoa. It really moved. Looks like we succeeded in the summoning. We can ask questions now. Right. Questions. Start with a question you know, the answer to, and see the response. Then, when you know your questions are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, I'll start with something simple. Is it really you? What is this place? What is this girl's name? What is my name? I think we should do what is my name, because that's very undeniably true. I think it should know the answer to this. O Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Oh. Huh? What's the matter? Strange. No. Huh? I bet it means it doesn't know. It may be the Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything. Is this spirit really the real deal? It's fine. I feel like it's giving me attitude. Um, what is this girl's name? What is this place? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Where are we? We're at school. Kamagata High School. I wonder, what this one looks like in Japanese. If it's an actual, Japanese alphabet version. High school. That's right. The answers don't seem very precise. What's this girl's name? Fine. What's the name of the girl across from me? I wonder if she'll... Oh! It knows Mio. Even though it doesn't know who I am. Mio, that's right. That's not fair. It knows your name, Mio. It even used that weird character you used to spell your name. How flattering. What? Oh, I thought it said Mio said this for a second. I was confused. I wonder what weird character she uses to spell her name. Oh, that's what it is. She uses a W. W-O. Mio, psychic girl. Mio transferred to 2C at Komagata High School about 2 months ago. Although she's an extremely mild-mannered young woman, she exudes a somewhat off-putting, dark aura which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Mio has, however, found a friend in her classmate, Yako, and has begun opening up to her little by little. The truth of the matter is that Mio is the apprentice of a famous psychic. Possessing exceptional spirit sense, she takes on the troublesome task of surreptitiously handling spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. She transfers schools frequently as a result, and thus has trouble making human friends. Mio has already solved an incident at Komagata High School involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Although she takes effort to hide her spirit sense, many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her, leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. The most common comment she receives is that she seems to get along well with crows and black cats. I bet even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. Huh? I don't know how I should feel about that. I wonder if I can ask about my name again. What's my name? No. Not a fan of me, are they? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? What? Huh? Said no. Is it lying? So I assume it's saying it's not Kokuri-san. Not quite. The Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or one of the people participating. In other words, a spirit that just happened to be nearby just felt like answering. They don't really think of themselves as the Spectre of the Spirit Board. Oh, really? Huh. Feels like some of the mystique has disappeared. Do you mind if I still call you Spectre of the Spirit Board? Yes. Okay. Thanks. Always good to remember to say please and thank you. Spirit Board. Well, due to the occult craze, divination has become popular among young boys and girls. All one needs is a coin and a piece of paper with letters and numbers written on it. Using these, all one has to do is ask a question of the called upon spirit and it will move the coin in answer. It is believed to be a tool that was adopted from Western spiritualism and molded by Japanese occult enthusiasts. Though it is considered a form of divination, the ritualistic nature of its usage can cause self-hypnosis or autosuggestion, leading to hallucinations or symptoms similar to spirit possession. Many schools banned these spirit boards after there were several cases of students sneaking into schools at night, in addition to stories of people having seizures when using the boards. Alright, time to try asking serious questions. Who does Mio have a crush on? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what's the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? Hey, you're gonna ask that kind of question? Doesn't everyone ask this kind of stuff with spirit boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. No. Huh? Said no. Guess that means you don't have a crush on anyone. Phew. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. Or maybe. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Wow. Hey, stop that. Don't make me exercise you. If that's the case, then... Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, is it a teacher at our school? Oh. No good, huh? Whew. Yako, cut it out already. We made the effort to sneak in at night. We shouldn't waste time with these questions. You got a point. Alright, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi in our class, who died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago, really commit suicide? No. So it really wasn't. I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Oh. Michio Shiraishi was a second-year student at Komagata High School, found deceased 1 week ago in a back alley off South Warigesui Street, her entire body broken and severely contorted. Police determined Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. As there was no suicide note, the police based their conclusion on interviews with Michio's peers. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulder and consistently excellent grades, making her a favorite among the teachers. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit. Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during childhood, with Yako's uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio had been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up to the point that they risked overflowing. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew further apart. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities of Michio's home life, kept her distant. The days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times. Ugh. Alright. I don't think I'm gonna make it too long today, because I might want to eat before work. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi die in an accident? maybe 15 more minutes or so? Yes. It was an accident, not a suicide. Michio. Then, did she slip and fall from that apartment building? No. Huh? She didn't? What do you mean? Michio didn't die falling from the apartment building? No way. If that were true, then why is she lying on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall. O Spectre of the Spirit Board, what happened to Michio on that day? Seems like it doesn't know the details. Oh. Then how about, O Spectre of the Spirit Board? We want to use the rite of resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Do you know where the rite of resurrection is? I wonder. Huh? What? What is this? Stop. I'm scared. Mio. Calm down. You can't let go before it's over. The procession? Please? It hurt? Ah. Such deep sorrow. A resentful memory is flowing into my mind. Fool's procession. Those who hear it shall fall into the depths of hell. Kill them. Those who hear this sound, kill them all. You have acquired the power of the Curse Stone Fool's Procession. You can now use it to kill. Alright, Fool's Procession. When walking around his estate, he heard the sound of music, much like that of a crocodile performance. He commanded his people to find the source, but no matter how much they searched, the music would fade when one neared the Warigasui Canal. The source of the sound was never located. This story is also known as the Procession of the Tanuki, as many were of the belief must have been those mischievous tricksters behind it all. Alright. First power. Kills by fatal fall one who hears the music for 30 seconds without seeing the curse bearer. Okay. Seems a little bit more difficult than a couple of the other ones. 30 seconds is a little bit long by comparison, compared to like a similar one like the foot bath. Omio stood atop a tall festival tower. It was her time to shine, and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but she had yet to enjoy her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. As a gossip and a loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about them, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and an okame mask over her face. The stage was set. The accompaniment began. She danced with everything she had. Applause rained down on her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened with excitement. I've got to catch my breath. That's strange. I can't take my mask off. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music as she squirmed and struggled. Omio is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd livened even more. No, no. Please, someone, help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain, as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Omio's heart. Hmm. Sabotage. Music. I wonder if that's gonna like use the meta audio function the same as the voices. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Sa korose. Hikoeru ka kashiri nushi yo. Yomigaeri no hijutsu o motomeshi kashiri nushi yo. Moroi kurose. I wish they included the furigana in the non-Japanese version, but that's okay. Because I looked it up. Alright, this is perfect time for me to stop. I wanted to start theirs. That's perfect. And now I think I'll have a little bit to eat before work. Very, very fun. Ugh, the music is so good. I like that Fool's Possession music too. It's nice and spooky. Also maybe lie down for a little bit before work if I can. We'll see. There we go. Very fun. I don't mind doing this in like smaller intervals. You know, I guess that's kind of like the trade-off of I'm streaming more frequently, or I'm streaming this game more frequently, but in shorter intervals, because I just kind of want to like watch somebody else's playthrough of it, so I don't want to wait. Plus, you know, I have been thinking about morning streams for a long time, but I don't know if it's something I'll do regularly, but you know, maybe this week is kind of fun. But I feel like, I don't know, I've been really wanting to catch up with a lot of games. I don't know if some of the other games I'm playing are super long or if I'm just dragging my feet with them. Who knows? I'll think about it. mainly Final Fantasy VI. I'll think about like if I should streamline that a little bit more so I get it done faster. But it's also October now, so I feel like even better time to play scary games. Alright. Well, I will see you later. Probably not tomorrow. Probably not, but who knows? Because I also need to, I started off strong, but already my voice is starting to get a little weak. It's better today, though. It's a good thing I didn't stream yesterday. I could tell I was like, I need to rest my voice another day. So I should probably try to, like, take a day off. No, God, no sleepy. I guess that leaves the final question is, like, you know, if you were in Minecraft parkour world, are you a chicken or are you a beef? I'm not really a Minecraft player, so I don't even think I could get the chicken. I think I would die. I think one block is too much for me. Alright, take care. Have a good day. Morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is. Bye-bye.